I'm Colonel Brett Wyrick. I'm the Deputy Surgeon General for the National Guard Bureau and Hawaii Guardsman, and I'm the full-time medical advisor for the Chief of the National Guard Bureau. In my organization, we have no tolerance for any type of sexual assault or sexual harassment. And that's not a matter of policy as much as it is just a matter of good military sense. No one person has all the answers. And on these complex social issues, we have a saying in SG, never criticize somebody until you've walked a mile in their boots. In that way, if they get really mad, they'll be barefoot and you'll be a mile away. But it goes back to the whole issue of, I don't know what your home life is like. I don't know what your prior experience is. I don't know that unless I take the opportunity to listen and to actively seek your opinion. And you cannot mandate diversity. You have to encourage leaders to go out there and actively seek diversity, and then it becomes a way of life. You hold them up, you pick them up when they fall, you set them back on the right course, and that's not always just being accepting of them. Sometimes that's holding them to a higher standard when they tend to falter just a little bit. Pick them up, bring them up and say, hey, that's not the right way to do it. The military is doing an outstanding job of addressing diversity, but we still have a long way to go. Diversity is when you can take a mirror snapshot of the lower ranks and the upper ranks, and it looks the same. And that's when we will achieve our greatest success as a military and as a National Guard. For instance, when we were over in Racket back in 2005, we came in and we were there with the Australians. It was a joint team, and we showed up, and not only was it a joint team from an international perspective, it was also a joint team from a military perspective with Army, Air Force, active duty, Guard, Reserve, and that everybody had something to contribute to the mission. And the Australian way of doing post-operative care was not necessarily my way of doing post-operative care, but it was a little bit better. And they learned from us about some of the techniques for shock management. We learned from them about post-operative care. The guys that came in from the civilian sector and from the Guard and Reserve were able to bring that civilian experience to people that had never had a lot of trauma experience because of a military background and having never been deployed. And at the end, we made the best surgical hospital in the world. In fact, they asked the Surgeon General, they said, if you were injured, which of your hospitals would you want to be treated at? And he said, I want to be treated at Balad in Iraq. If you're not diverse, you're shooting yourself in the foot and you're fighting with one hand tied behind your back. It hurts the mission.